Hi, Mariana.
Hi,
How are you?
a
Great.
little sick.
Why?
Yes.
Why? Cold? Do you have cold?
Estoy enferma.
Con resfrío.
No he dado positivo.
No.
Sí,
Consecuencias de madness.
sí.
Oye, qué vaca. Pero tienes tus vacunas.
Sí.
Ay, entonces no debe ser tan fuerte, ¿no?
No, más bien no.
Sí. Pues no, va a pasar entonces. Va a pasar, vas a ver. Ay, solamente cuídate. Eso sí, si no tienes que hablar mucho porque luego si no te va a dar como tos seca fuerte,
Sí.
no, fregado va a ser. Ok, Mariana, no te preocupes a cuidarte nomás, puch. Ya. Ok, Mariana, no trates, no vas a tratar de hablar. Si tienes
Ujú.
preguntas, sí me lo dices nomás, ok. Pero la parte explicativa, todo eso lo vamos a hacer conmigo. Ya. A ver, Mariana, today we have to do the comparative adjectives. Okay, so I will share you the screen. Um, yes, now. Okay. This. Okay, so in comparatives, we're gonna work with adjectives most of all. Because as we qualify people, things, or I don't know, animals, places, so we are going to use comparatives when we are comparing, but only when we are talking about two. Okay, it could be like two people, could be like two animals, two places, okay, or two things. So we're gonna use in order to compare, but only about two, two, okay, no more, no more than two. So this is, or we're gonna use the comparatives only for this situation, two, and two. But in this grammar, the most important word, it is the word than, okay, than. So we're going to form the statements using this important word. The meaning of this, it is que. So we're going to use only for comparing. We have many ways of making comparatives. The, the most important here is the number one. When we are going to talk about short adjectives, how we're gonna say, or how we're going to see if it is a short adjective or if it is a long adjective. We have two ways. For example, in the way of speaking, if I say good, good, so I will count the sound in my word. Good only has one syllable. Big, big, one syllable. So the longer adjectives that we're going to have is, for example, beautiful. So beautiful. In pronunciation, we know that we have like three syllables. Beautiful, or maybe I don't know, intelligent, intelligent, four syllables. So we're gonna use the syllables. Counting depends on the pronunciation. Okay, so now in the short adjectives that we're going to have, we're going to add always er, okay, to short adjectives. So if we add er, okay, like here, ER, we are going to be able to convert into comparatives. If we have long adjectives, we have to use the word more, okay, more, or the opposite, less. Okay, so the short adjectives, let's start with this. Short adjectives, we have ER, for example, one syllable adjective, like old or fast, okay, old, fast. So in order to make comparatives to this, old, we're going to make like old, older. So old alone means mayor o viejo. And older with ER, it is más viejo, for example. Okay, so fast, the same. Only fast, rápido. But with ER, faster, más rápido. Okay, más rápido, faster. So adjectives of one syllable, always ER, ER. Two syllables, but two syllables that ends in Y. Okay, if my adjective ends in Y, what do I have to do? Even if the adjective is with two syllables or one syllable, or I don't know, long syllable of adjectives, if it is short or long, both are going to have like, we have to change the Y. We have to change, we have to delete Y, and we're going to put I and adding ER, IER, okay? For example, happy, not gonna be more happy. It's gonna be like happier. So always IER, IER. Easy, no Y, easier, IER. So happier, easier. Más feliz, más fácil. Okay, so the rules. Short adjectives. Old, older. We only have to add ER, right? So with this, we have our comparative. But what happens, for example, if we have E, like late? The only thing that we have to do is to add R. Late, later. Okay? Late, later. The second variation, it is, for example, when we have this rule, vowel, consonant, okay? If we have like this structure, like this in big, we have big. We know that B is consonant, consonant. The second that we have, it's I. The I, it's vowel. And finally, G is consonant. So if we have this consonant, vowel, consonant, if we have this, what do we have to do? We are going to double the last consonant, and recently we are going to add ER, vigor. Okay, so the next variation, it's the thing that I was telling you here with the adjectives that ends in Y, right? The adjectives that ends in Y, and we are going to delete Y. Okay, we're going to delete. And what are we gonna do? We're going to change to Y and add ER, no more. For example, happy, happier. Funny, funnier. Funny, funnier. Noisy, noisier. So all of them that ends in Y, we have to change Y by I. happier, funnier, noisier. Okay, always. But what happened with the long adjectives? Okay, what are we gonna do? We're going to do only this. We're going to add more or we're going to add less. Okay, for example, modern, modern, or pleasant. So we have this. For example, in modern, this is an adjective of 3 syllables. Expensive, old, intellectual, modern, pleasant. What are we gonna do? We're going to add more. So of modern, in order to be comparative, we're going to add only more before the adjective, so more modern, más modern. So we can use modern or the opposite, less, less modern. Both are gonna be okay. Expensive, so we add more expensive in order to make comparative, not just expensive, so more expensive. Here in the purple letters, we have some variations, some special cases that it says that this, for example, this structure, syllables, adjectives of some that it has like 2 syllables. In some cases where it's, in these cases, it is possible to use either ER or more. So both are gonna be okay. Quite, so quieter or more quiet. Both are okay. Clever, cleverer, or more clever. Both are okay. Narrow, narrower, and finally more narrow. In this case, both are gonna be okay. And finally, simple. Simple, simpler, more simple. Okay, so both are gonna be okay. Now, these are the only 4 verbs, the only 4 adjectives that are gonna be possible to use with both ways. And in this part, this is the most really important, the exceptions in adjectives when we use, for example, with this, that this is, for example, good. Good is a short adjective, but we don't use like gooder. No, this is going to change at all. Good, better. Well, better. Bad, worse. If far, farther. With this, with A and TH or UTH. Okay, so some examples that we have. Our important word, it's than. Than, okay? So the most important thing here, John is 1 meter 80. He is tall, but Chris is 1 meter 85. So we have 2 people here. One that is John and the other that it is Chris. So we have to compare between John and Chris. And we're going to say Chris is taller than John. Chris, because Chris is 1 meter 85. So Chris is taller than the other person, John, that it is 1 meter 80. Chris es más alto que John. For example, here, America is big, okay? But Russia is bigger. Okay, America is only big, but Russia, it says that it is bigger, más grande. No, entonces we can use in order to compare 2 things, 2 people, 2 places. I want to have a more powerful computer. I want to have a more powerful computer. Yo quiero tener una más poderosa. More powerful. Is French in questions? Is French more because difficult, it's an adjective of more syllables? Is French more difficult than English? Okay, so this is the way of how we make comparatives. Okay, all of them. So now let's see the structures. How we're gonna do, or what are the structures for this? In affirmative sentences, we have the following. The first subject is gonna be our first person, thing, place, I don't know. Always the verb. In this case, it could be the most possible, the verb to be. And the adjective comparative plus than. This adjective comparative is with er or more, whatever of them. Plus after the most important word, than, and finally the second subject. Okay, the second subject. And no more, that's it. For example, Alfredo is, Alfredo's first person, verb to be is, adjective comparative, taller than my word, Yaril, for example. Okay, so we are using this. Now, in negatives, what happened in negatives? In this case, we have the first subject, the verb to be, and it is, we're going to use not after the verb to be. The adjective comparative with er, more, or the special cases, less than, the most important word, and the second subject. For example, an elephant is not heavier than a dinosaur. Ok, un elefante no es tan pesado como un dinosaurio. And questions. First, we have to start with the verb to be. La subject, adjective comparative, and then, and finally, the second subject. Okay, so that is the only thing. Ouch. Okay. For example, is Alex smarter than Alfredo? No, es Alex más inteligente que Alfredo. And finally, we can compare between days. For example, the weather, it's colder today. El clima está más frío hoy. So we can compare between yesterday and today, for example. Okay, so this is the grammar of comparatives. Maybe do we have some question, Mariana?
No, todo está claro.
Mariana?
Todo está claro.
Ah, okay. Super, Mariana. So I will share you this document, okay, in order you can study. And I will share you by WhatsApp. So now we're gonna do the exercises from the platform. Okay. Okay, let's go. I will share this. Okay, Mariana. So it is shared to your WhatsApp, and you're gonna use in order it could help you. Okay. So now let's go to the platform. Okay. Okay. In number 2, why? Nick. Ok, porque estamos comparando, ¿no? Nick and Dean are both on the team. Los dos están en el equipo. But Nick is a good player. Nick es un buen jugador. In fact, de hecho, él está en el equipo de las superestrellas. Entonces, como estamos comparando entre Nick and Dean, but Nick is a better player, ¿no? Es un mejor jugador. Mejor que entre los dos. ¿Sí?
No, yo no estaba segura de eso.
Sí.
Porque sonaba, no sé, tal vez igual con better, no sé, como que sonaba un poco raro.
Ah, ok, 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 cierto. Pero sí, si al principio nos dice que los dos están en el equipo, entonces sí, está bien. Comparativo. Great. Excellent. Only one. Let's go next. Okay. Acá igual, ¿no? Type the correct form of the verb in parentheses into the blank. Igual la forma correcta, ¿no? Puede ser comparativo. Sí, pero puede ser de una sílaba, de dos sílabas. Puede que falte el dan, como puede que no. Fast only has one syllable. Fast, so only faster, without more. Yes, because fast, only one. It is not long.
A ver, creo que ya. Mm,
Okay, so, a ver, let's see. Ok, a ver, ¿por qué? Si traducimos, ¿no? Están bien. De hecho, todas están bien, pero falta alguito a las tres. ¿Qué crees que falte, Mariana?
El Dan.
Exacto, solamente el dan. So, they are lighter than other, ¿no? Porque si lo traducimos, ellos están como que más ligeros o más tranquilos, digamos, que otros atletas, ¿no? Entonces, than, softer than, ellos están más suaves que otras marcas. El less expensive está bien, también menos caras que than the competition, que la competencia.
Ok.
Ok, a ver, volvamos a intentar. Ok, great, ¿no? Ahora sí. Entonces, siempre tenemos que ver eso, digamos, de la palabra importante, ¿no? Porque sí tiene que entrar, ¿no? La palabra o si es que estamos comparando entre otras cosas, siempre el dan tiene que entrar ahí, ¿ok? Super Mariana, entonces con esta, sí, justo ahí terminó. Y con esta gramática, de hecho, acabamos ya sí, acabamos la unidad 3. Entonces te voy a ahora mismo asignar los exámenes de 3. Ok, number 3. Ok, ya quedaron asignados, Mariana.
Ok.
Ok, entonces directamente eso ya lo puedes igual estar haciendo y ya luego abriríamos la siguiente unidad. Ok, la 4.
Ok.
Ok, Mariana. ¿Tenemos alguna duda hasta ahí?
No,
¿Nada? ¿Todo está claro?
sí.
Ok, súper. Súper, Mariana. Entonces, ahí vamos a quedar el día de hoy. Ahorita voy a enviar el survey. Y quería pedirte un gran favor, Mariana. No sé si es posible. Te cuento que este mes se me ha presentado así una actividad entre martes y jueves. Bueno, es solamente este mes. Entonces, quería ver si podemos pasarlo las clases de martes y jueves, tal vez en sábado, recuperar esas 2 horas. No sé si podríamos hacerlo y pasar normal en nuestro horario los lunes, miércoles y viernes.
O sea, cambiar los días de martes y jueves a sábado.
Sí, sí es posible, porfa, Mariana.
Sí, no hay ningún problema.
Sí, porfa. Ya por lo menos este mes sí hasta que termine y ya va a estar más tranquilo. ¿Ok?
Ya, sí, está bien.
Ya. Thank you, Mariana. Entonces acá terminamos lo de hoy. Y mañana, el miércoles, ya nos veríamos, ¿ok?
Ya.
Ok, Mariana. Thank you very much. Entonces el día miércoles nos vemos.
Ok.
Ok. Bye,
Bye.
Mariana. Cuídate mucho. Ok.